Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a trying new makeup video with the products that I got in my Sephora haul video. So if you have not seen that video, definitely go check it out first. Everything that I use today will be linked in the description box below, as well as all of my social accounts. And while you are down there, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you do like it and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. But I'm super excited to try all of these products, so let's get started. I am going to clip my hair back so it is out of my face. And before I do anything, I'm going to try out this Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. I'll probably remove this once I apply an actual lip color, but I thought it would be nice to just kind of soften my lips and prep them. It's super thick, but it's really nice and it tastes good. I feel like this is even thicker than the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm, but it's very soft. Okay, I kind of wish that it had SPF in it because this would be like my go-to summertime lip balm. For primer, I have like a few primers that I really want to try out, so I might do one on one half of my face and one on the other. I feel like I'm gonna end up doing that with several products in today's video, but I think it'll be fun. So the first one that I want to try is the Milk Makeup Cloud Glow Primer, and this one kind of like went viral because it is very unique. It is a foaming primer. Some people have said this does nothing, it just feels like water, and other people have said this is the best thing ever. So I'm gonna see how I feel today. I do usually love Milk Makeup products, and I really like the color of this packaging. So it claims to be a brightening primer. So I do feel like it did something. It blurred my pores a little bit right here at my cheeks. It's not really tacky. It just feels like skincare, honestly. And it does say it's supposed to be brightening. So for me, I feel like this is more of a skincare product that you can't apply under makeup and it's not going to like mess anything up. I mean, I do feel like my redness already looks a little bit better on this side, but you guys will have to let me know what you think. Do you see a difference on this side of my face versus this side? And then the other primer products that I have to test out are both from Danessa Myricks. So these are from the Yummy Skin collection, and the first one here is actually a moisture repair balm serum. So I got this because I have really dry skin, and sometimes I have like dry patches and things will kind of cling to the dry patches, so I thought this might be something that kind of helps with that. Now this is not going to be something that I apply to my whole face because it kind of makes me nervous, but for those dry areas I thought it might be nice. I always have an issue like right here at my cheek. I apply like a very thin layer here and then just like around my nose. Once you like kind of spread it out, it's a lot thinner than expected. It kind of feels like a cleansing balm, which makes me nervous because I don't want to look oily. But if you have like severely dry skin and you feel like your makeup like really clings to your dry skin, this might be something that is great for you. And I feel like this is pretty unique. I don't see a ton of brands have a product like this. But for me, I am going to like really thin it out because like I said, I don't want to look oily. I wonder if you like put this on though and then did a mattifying primer over top, if it would be a good combination to where you're counteracting your dryness at first, but then you're going over top with mattifying. As long as the products worked well together, I feel like that would be great. Instead of that mattifying primer clinging to your dry patches, it is now clinging to that silky smooth balm. But it does make me a little nervous because it definitely feels oily like a cleansing balm. I do love the packaging though, with the little spatula that just like clips into the front of the case. And the other Danessa Myricks product is the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. So this one is supposed to be a mattifying and priming face serum. So if these two products work well together, I feel like this is going to be an elite combination for me. This is another very unique product. It says that you are not supposed to shake it and that you are just supposed to push the bottom here and it is going to dispense the product. So it definitely comes out like water. It kind of dries quicker than I expected though. I feel like this might be something that you could even just like put directly on your face. I definitely have to use more product than I expected. I mean, it feels good on the skin. I don't feel like overly matte though. Do you guys see a difference? I really don't see a huge difference in the matteness of my face. It's kind of funny though because both of these primers feel actually really similar on the skin just because they are both like water-based formulas. Alrighty, so we have a primed face and that'll kind of be interesting to see how each side wears throughout the day. But now I'm going to go in with the Dior Forever Glow Star Filter Complexion Enhancer. So this is supposed to be similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood filter, which I actually have not ever used, which is very surprising, but I've never tried that product. But this does seem a little dark for me. I always struggle with picking my shade for Dior products. I don't know why, but a long time ago I tried to buy the Face and Body foundation and it was way too dark for me. Like I will never be that dark even if I self-tan like a million times. And I didn't go as dark with this one, but it's still a little bit dark. So that's kind of annoying, but we will see if we can work with it. So this is a multi-use product. You can use it in a lot of different ways. It is supposed to kind of just give you a glow underneath foundation, or you can definitely wear it alone for just a healthy looking glow to your complexion. It even said that if you want to be like a little bit bronzy, you can go a shade darker. So I guess that's what I'm doing today. And I'm actually going to use this with a Haus Labs dual-ended brush. I'm just going to use this side that is like a little bit angled. So today I'm going to use this kind of underneath my foundation. It's not looking quite as dark as it looked in the bottle, so that's good. But as you can see, it does not provide a lot of coverage. It really is just more of a base, and it is super glowy, but I do think that's really pretty, actually. That's interesting. It does give you like a very natural looking, more even complexion that is super glowy, and I do really like this brush. I feel like I need a lot more product than I originally got though. Maybe that's just because of this brush. I feel like you could even apply this with your hand. Yeah, maybe this brush isn't the move, because I feel like if you had something a little bit bigger, you wouldn't need as much product. Because I honestly feel like I have too much product on right now, but I just want it to be like blended everywhere. So I do actually really like this, and I feel like it fits my skin tone a little bit better than I thought it would. I probably could go like one shade down, and if so, it would look a little less bronzy and just more like a super natural dewy finish to my skin. Right now it kind of looks like I applied like some sort of bronzing drops, and this is like 2 full pumps on my face, so not too bad. I actually pumped out a little bit too much, so I'm not even gonna end up using that, which sucks because with Dior you never want to waste product like that, but now I know how much I need. But I actually think this is going to be really nice for my makeup collection. Like I said, I don't really have anything like this because I never tried the Charlotte Tilbury one, and like this underneath like my tried and true go-to foundation is going to be amazing. So I was going to try the Ilia complexion stick today. I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit nervous about trying this and that on the same day. I might try a little bit down here, and if I hate it, I'm gonna go in with like my favorite foundation just because I don't want to mess everything up. And it's also to know what the root of the problem is if you're trying so many new products, especially with complexion products. But I will just see what kind of coverage this is giving first. And I am going to use the Sephora Collection foundation brush that I picked up during the sale to blend it out. Not bad. I do actually like that, so I think I might just go full send. I feel like in the past few years I've seen so many foundation sticks come out and none of them like really hit the mark. So I'm very hopeful about this one. I do usually really like Ilia products. I feel like they do a great job at like keeping things natural but still giving a good amount of coverage. I was just sitting here thinking there's another Ilia complexion product that I love, and it's this. This is the Super Serum Skin Tint. It has SPF 40, but this is like my go-to skin tint in the summertime because, as I said, it's super natural, but it actually has coverage. I hate some of these skin tints that come out and they're literally just like SPF. It looks like you didn't apply anything on your face. If I wanted that, I would just do SPF. So I'm hopeful for this product since I do like that Ilia complexion product. And if I could find a good foundation stick, I would be so happy because they're so easy, as you can see, to just like rub on your face. And I really like this foundation brush too. I was a little nervous about it because it's so small, but it actually blends really well. So I am going to look super dewy because of that Dior product underneath, but I would imagine this would be pretty matte without that, or more like a satin finish. So I am going to apply a little bit more in a couple areas. Definitely not full coverage, I'll tell you that. I have like a lot of freckles and dark spots on my face, and as you can see right now, I have like a lot of redness, and it's definitely not covering those up completely. Especially over here, you can see I have that one like really big dark spot. It's definitely still peeking through. It looked good down here where I don't really have a lot of like texture or skin problems, but now that I'm kind of like getting into my T-zone, I don't know if you can tell, but I do have like a little bit of product lifting here on my forehead and like around my cheek over here. So I'm not sure if it's the combination of this and the dewy Dior complexion product, but it's not making my skin look great right now. I feel like this is absolutely a very much so medium coverage product, and I think that's what they market it as. They do say it's buildable, and I will say I'm having a little bit of trouble building it up. I feel like the more I apply and the more that I build it up, the more it's just kind of getting patchy. So I'm not sure if I would agree that it's buildable, but like I said, I'm just not sure if that is because of the Dior product below it. So this is something I'll have to keep you guys updated on. I will try it with like my favorite primer and skincare products to see how it performs then. But the initial finish down here was great, so I'm really hoping that I like it with those things considered. I feel like this is just going to be something, if I do end up liking it, that I go for when I don't really want to do a whole lot. Like maybe I'm running errands or like going out for like a quick last minute dinner or something, and you want to apply something to your face to kind of get rid of redness, but you don't want to do a lot of makeup at all. That's probably when I'm gonna reach for this. But right now, it's definitely not doing great things for my skin. I have like a major skin issue going on here. Just everything is like pilling or like lifting or something's going on. I don't know if you guys can see, but not going great. And I'm supposed to film a lot of other videos today, so I might have to fix this a little bit. But before I do that, I guess I will go ahead and apply concealer and hope that that helps. I am going to be trying a new concealer as well. This one is from Say Beauty, and to be honest, it's another one that I'm a little nervous about just because Say Beauty is typically a very natural brand, and I am usually a full coverage girly. So yeah, I don't know about this. It looks a lot darker in the packaging than it is. Yeah, so I'm just going to dot this in a lot of places because I feel like there's still a lot that I need to cover up. Like my skin is looking honestly worse than when I just had no makeup on, so don't love that for me. So far this feels like it's going to be like a decent coverage just as I'm applying it. And I am going to blend this with my beauty blender, which I don't like my beauty blender super wet, so all I do is just spray it with a little bit of setting spray. This is the jumbo setting spray from Morphe. All right, I feel like that's better as far as coverage goes. So the concealer is definitely not making things worse, which is a good sign. So I feel like this is something that I actually will really like if I didn't already hate the way my skin looked before applying it. And I actually do feel like it's making things a little bit better. I still look like super dewy, which is not surprising because of the Dior product. It is very glowy. So if you don't like glowy, or if you already have oily skin, I'm not sure if that's going to be the product for you, or maybe it is. I don't know, because it really like emphasized the dry parts of my face. I actually do feel like that concealer helped, so I feel like that gets a thumbs up from me. I do think that I'm going to really like that. It's just like super natural. Obviously you can still see my skin's natural look, but it blended really nice into the skin. I am going to apply a little bit of setting spray. Sometimes I feel like that just helps to kind of like melt everything together. Definitely not how I'm used to my skin looking at this point in my makeup, and I'm really feeling like the culprit is mostly this product, the Dior. It's just like too much dewy and glowiness before applying my makeup. I don't know, it's just not great. And this is a pricey product, so if I do not like it, it will be returned. You can return unused and lightly used products to Sephora, so don't forget that. Just because it's makeup doesn't mean you can't return it, especially on a product like that. So I'm just not sure if this is vibing with my skin. But let's apply powder and see if that changes anything. So I have two different ones here. This one is the Laura Mercier Ultra Blur Translucent Pressed Setting Powder. So the Ultra Blur Loose Setting Powder is my absolute favorite, so I'm hopeful that I will like this one as well. It does just come with like a little powder puff here, and you are just supposed to kind of like press the powder in, which is very popular right now. I feel like we used to see loose powder everywhere, and that's not going anywhere, but you do see a lot more people just pressing powder into the places that they don't want to look shiny and then leaving their skin alone on the places where they want to look a little bit more dewy. I feel like I'm looking ultra shiny and ultra textured right now, so I'm really hoping that this powder saves me. I am just going to use the little puff. I don't really have like one of those velour powder puffs. I'm not really sure where mine is right now, so I can't use that. We're just gonna hope that theirs is okay. And I do kind of want to use the hourglass on the other side of my face, so I'm just going to use this one on this side, and then we can compare. It's definitely blurring. In this area that was already kind of messed up from other products, it is kind of like pulling up more product. So now I'm just going to go in with a brush So I do like the way it applied better with a brush. I'm not really a fan of this little powder puff that they included, which is really not surprising. I feel like it would be better if you have your own like velour powder puff that you love. It might work fine, but I feel like this is gonna be great for touch-ups, but as far as doing my makeup every day, I do still prefer the loose version. So now let's go in with the hourglass on the other side and see if there's any difference. And I am going to also be using their same powder puff, which is very similar to the Laura Mercier. And I'm just trying to be careful not to drag and truly just pat. I like this powder puff more, not that that really matters. I think this one is the winner. On my forehead here where I have a lot of texture, it's not lifting at all, but it's just kind of like setting it down and blurring it. So I like that. I'm actually going to go over top of the Laura Mercier one. This side of my face looks a lot better. I'm like really happy with the texture. It still looks natural, but it looks smooth. So I really like this. So if you are deciding on these two products at all, I really like the hourglass one a lot better. It's so good. So I'm actually just going to kind of go over a couple places. Now let me see how this one applies with a brush. Feels really smooth. I really like this product. This definitely gets an A+ from me. I feel like it really smoothed out the areas that I was worried about. So very happy with that. So I went ahead and just filled in my brows, and now I'm going to go in with this Benefit Precisely My Brow Wax. And this is a tinted wax. Obviously I do already have a lot of color on my brows, but I'm hoping this will just like make them look fluffier. Which it definitely does. It just makes them look fuller. I really like this product. I had it in like the clear, but I thought I would like the tinted one better, and I definitely do. It just doesn't leave like a gray cast, especially if you have dark hair. I'm sure you guys know the struggle with some brow products, but I do really like this. It's almost like a texturizing spray for your brows. Like, you know how you add texture spray to your hair to make it look fuller? This is like adding texture to your brows to make them look fuller. And this is in the shade 4.5 dark brown. This is not new, but I am going to go in with the Pat McGrath under eye blurring powder to just see if I can kind of help my skin situation. I do also have the Anastasia Brow Freeze Gel, so I'm going to go in with that over top. Oh gosh, that was way too much. I do think I'm gonna like this. You do have to have a very light hand though. A lot of product came out over here. I'm gonna look like a crazy person today. So much product came out over here, and I feel like my brows are just like super stiff now. Whatever. So now I'm just going to do my eyes, and I'm going to be using the Make It by Mario Master Neutrals palette. So as I mentioned in my Sephora haul video, I'm not usually an all matte girl, but we are going to be today. So I'm just gonna go in with this shade here. And this should be something that I know I like, because I do like Make It by Mario eyeshadow formulas. And I mean, immediately this one is just like so easy to work with, so blendable. Love the shade. So we love to see something going my way. And I'm going to use this Make It by Mario eyeshadow brush as well. And before doing anything else to the crease, I'm just going to pack this shade all over my lid. Which kind of matches my skin tone. And then I'm gonna grab the lightest shade and just put it on the inner corner. So these formulas are really nice, but now I'm gonna go back into the same shade that I used earlier and just kind of like re-darken up my crease over top of that lighter matte shade. I will say these shades are like very user-friendly. I just find that they're really easy to work with. So if you are looking for like a really good neutral starter palette, this one might be a good option. And I am going to darken it up just a little bit with this shade here in the corner, in the very outer corner. This one is definitely a very cool tone brown. And then I'm going to take this like darkest brown here and just kind of like drag it on my lower lash line, kind of in the shape of a wing. And then I'm just going to go back in and kind of blur the edges a little bit up here. Underneath, I'm going to clean up a little bit with concealer. And then I am going to take that darkest brown and also drag it underneath my lower lash line. I really like this brush from Makeup by Mario. Alrighty, so we are done with the eyes, and now I'm going to test out a mascara from Tower 28. This is not really new, it's just new to me, but I've heard so many people rave about this mascara. So let's see. I did really like the eyeshadow palette. I feel like I'm actually going to use this a lot more than I expected. For me, I do usually add a shimmer to the lid. It's like killing me not to, but we're gonna leave it as matte. I can see why people like this so much. It's truly like the perfect shape to just like get in like right at your tight line close to your eyeball and pull your lashes up, but it's not going to poke you in the eye. So I really like the shape of the wand. And as far as the formula, it's like a really nice, almost like a creamy kind of formula that's not too wet, which I appreciate because sometimes when a mascara is too wet, it truly just gets everywhere and it's so annoying. But this one's really not like that. It was a little bit more difficult to use on my lower lash line, but it wasn't too bad. And honestly, for my lower lashes, I could just dive into a different mascara, but it does a good job at lengthening your lashes. Not too long ago, I did like an at-home lash lift and it kind of like messed up my lashes. Like, yes, it did lift them, but it made applying mascara or false lashes nearly impossible. Like, they looked great when I had no makeup on, but any makeup, it was just awful. So my lashes probably do look a little bit weird because of that. Like, they crisscross each other. But yeah, I do like this. I have a feeling this is going to be a new favorite of mine. Like, I just feel like it really separates and lengthens my lashes unlike anything else. I don't think that I'm going to apply false lashes today. I think I'm just going to leave this as is. I probably will go back in with a second or third coat of mascara though, but I am going to let this dry for a minute. Now I'm gonna go in with bronzer, and I wanted to try out the Sephora Collection matte bronzer. I am a little nervous because it does look very orange, but that's what this video is for. So we're gonna give it a go. And I think I am just going to use a fluffy brush like this. This is the Sephora Collection brush number 55. Definitely pretty warm. For me, I could definitely stand for this to be a little bit more cool. It's definitely very orange, so I'm honestly not sure about this product. I think it looks fine for now, but like, I don't know if I would recommend for you guys to go out and get it unless you really like a warm tone bronzer like this. Definitely not really for contouring, more just like warming up the face. But yeah, I would love to see them come out with a couple more cool tone shades. I even went back and looked, and this shade and then the next shade darker, it's like a pretty huge jump. So I wish they would come out with one more shade in between this one and the darker one and make it a little bit more cool tone. And I think that would be like perfect. But I do really like the formula. It's really easy to blend. It's just that this could come across very muddy if you're not careful. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this Rare Beauty mascara on top of the Tower 28. This one is a lot different. It's like definitely thicker, more volumizing. But I've heard a lot of great things about this as well. I can see myself liking this one too. Like I said though, definitely more of a volumizing formula, especially with the brush. I feel like I have to be a little bit more careful with this one, but it does work well, and it is a little bit more of a wet formula. And this one is like super black. Yeah, honestly, I like them both. That could be a new favorite combination. For blush, I'm just going to be using this Haus Labs blush in the shade French Rosette. And I know it's not a Rare Beauty blush, but I'm actually going to use this Rare Beauty blush brush and see how I like it. So I have tried this Haus Labs formula before, and I did really like it. Ooh, I do like this brush. But this is a really nice formula. It's super pigmented, pretty easy to work with. I would say with this brush, you do have to be a little bit more careful. This one is great at just like placing the product exactly where you want it to be. And then for me, I'd probably go in with a different brush to blend everything out, because this one is a little bit more stiff, whereas something like this is just going to be a lot easier to blend it. I went a little heavy-handed because on the camera, blush always gets a little bit washed out. So in person, it looks a little crazy, pretty, but on camera I feel like it looks good. I feel like I might have still had a little bit of the Rare Beauty Luminous blush on this brush, because on this side where I went in with this brush, it looks like super luminous. Oh well. But I love that blush. It's beautiful. For highlighter, I was going to use the Dior Forever Glow Maximizer liquid highlighter, but I'm just not sure about it. With the texture of my skin, I just don't think it's gonna go well, and I'm not ready for any more disappointment, so I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Demi Glow highlighter instead. And this is something that I feel like I'll definitely like, just because I really do like Fenty Beauty highlighters usually. And this is in the shade Too Much. Oh my gosh, it's like so soft. Gotta be careful. I already have a little bit of luminosity going on, but oh my goodness, gorgeous. Holy crap. All right, a little much. So you do not need a lot of this product at all. It's so pretty though. Like, I'm obsessed. I want another one. You know something is a good product when immediately you put it on and you're like, oh my gosh, I want another one, even though you absolutely don't need another one because you could just continue to use this one. But that's like your initial thought is like, ugh, I want to buy it again. But yeah, I really like this. It's pretty. I went a little heavy-handed over here though. I'm just gonna like blend everything together. Add some to the nose. I'm actually gonna add this as a little bit of a brow bone highlight too. So now finally, let's do some lips. I am going to be using the Sephora Collection lip liner in the shade Monarch. As far as the Ole Henriksen lip balm, I did really like it. It's kind of gone now. My lips are still soft, but they're just not like super shiny anymore. And it's been a little bit over an hour, so I feel like that's to be expected. I'm very interested to try these lip liners just because they are pretty affordable. This seems like a great nude. This one is a little bit more red than I was expecting, but it is pretty. They're super creamy, which makes them really comfortable and easy to apply. But I just worry about them feathering. But so far it does actually seem really nice. I like it, and I do like this color. As far as lipstick, I was planning to use this Westman Atelier. Maybe I still can. It's a little bit more pinky than the lip liner, but let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm not loving that together, so I just kind of wiped that off. What I think I'm gonna do instead is use a little bit of this Sephora Collection cream lip stain in the color Skin Deep. Now this is very cool tone, so it's going to be a little bit different than the lip liner, but I'm just going to apply a little bit in the center, use a brush to blend it out, and then I think the gloss that I'm applying over top will make everything kind of blend together. So very cool tone. But I kind of don't mind that because my eye look is cool tone. And then like I said, I'm just going to use a brush. I'm actually grabbing one of my Makeup by Mario lip liners because they have this nice brush on the end and it's a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to use that to feather out the edges of the lip liner. I'm still not sure if I'm loving it. I should have just done this Anastasia Velvet. Okay, so I actually am going in with this Anastasia Lip Velvet. This one is kind of the same shade as the lip liner, and I'm just applying that around the edges, and it is kind of giving me that beautiful ombre lip that I was going for. So I love that. Velvet lip colors are perfect for that sort of thing. And then I am just going to add a touch of this cool tone back on and blend it out. So that is what the lips look like without gloss. I am gonna add a gloss because I do feel like that super cool tone Sephora lip color really emphasized the texture on my lips, and they are a little dry right now. So not the best, but I feel like a gloss is going to solve all of our problems. And I am going to be using the Huda Beauty Faux Filler Lip Gloss in the shade Foxy. Kind of took away our ombre effect. Thought it was gonna be a little more sheer, but that's okay. It's super thin. I don't know why. I thought it was gonna be like a thicker gloss, but I feel like on my lips it feels like oily, like really thin. Interesting, but it is pretty and it's not sticky at all, so I like it. Alrighty, you guys, so that is everything. I feel like I've been here forever. My makeup videos don't usually take me this long, but I had some hiccups along the way, so I feel like I was here for a while. But that is the completed look. I am am going to apply my setting spray. I feel like adding the setting spray just made me look like so dewy. As far as standouts from today's video, it's definitely going to be the Benefit Brow Wax, the Fenty Beauty highlighter, the Make It by Mario eyeshadow palette, the Tower 28 mascara, the Hourglass Vanish powder, and I think that's kind of it for now. Those are my standouts. Still gonna test out the Dior complexion product and the Ilia complexion stick. The Say Beauty concealer was good, I'll give you that. As far as the lip products, I'm just gonna have to see how they wear throughout the day. The bronzer is very to me. Labs, I already knew I loved that formula, so yeah, those are my final thoughts. But anyways, yeah, that is it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know which products you have been trying out from Sephora and what products you would be interested in seeing me try next. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up so that I know to make more trying new makeup videos. And if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel down below. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I hope you're having an amazing day, and hopefully I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.